Work where advice meets action, with programs to spark your growth, lift your spirits, and help you rise into your potential. Rise awakening, hear the call. Through the static, we break the wall. Your station, your voice where dreams awaken and climb. Rise awakening, now is the time. Rise Awakenings, let's rise together.
Ash on our clothes. We walked out of hunger. We fought a ghost. High in the bright sky, feather and bone. The eagle went forward. Broken step, we found how strong we are. Arm on a shoulder, voices rough but clear. Guided by the eagle, we carried each other here. Old scars were speaking, names we once cursed. Split us, we had to cross first, and to the cold road, and to a friend. Somewhere between us, the fractures would mend. Guided by the broken step, we found how strong we are. Arm on a shoulder, voices rough but clear. Guided by the eagle, we carried each other here. We left as many, we rise as one. Oh, the fire in our circle looks like the sun. We know each heartbeat, we know each face. The road made us a people, the road became our place. Guided by the eagle, home from Red River.
It's Brindlewolf and Diane, so listen up if you can. Yeah, journey with them today.
To the first episode of
They help you find
Phoenix
your
Talks,
way.
a podcast
Oh.
as Diane and I are going to be bringing
Mental
to you.
wellness is the
And we're going to be
topic of
talking
the hour.
about
Mental
various
health
different
and the
topics
power
that we
to tap into
decided we want to talk
alignment
about.
will lead to a refinement. Phoenix Talks, a show like you've never seen. Phoenix Talks, awareness that has never been. Phoenix Talks with Brindlewolf and Diane. Phoenix Talks, so tune in if you can, as they help us to transform and find refuge from the storm. Because all the branches they will climb for you just in the nick of time. With Brindlewolf and Diane, Phoenix Talks, so tune in if you can, as they help us to transform and find refuge from the storm. Because all the branches they will climb for you, just in the nick of time. Because they have a lot to say. Yeah, you'll feel different in every way. Oh, in alignment they have flown. Your transformation will be shown. Phoenix Talks, a show like you've never seen. Phoenix Talks, awareness that has never been. Phoenix Talks with Brindlewolf and Diane. Phoenix Talks, so tune in if you can. With Brindlewolf and Diane. Phoenix Talks, so tune in if you can.
Yeah. Who do you say you are? Who do you say you are? Sitting on a dream but you never get far. Claiming there's another life that you wanna live. Sit around, mope about, got nothing left to give. Buried in the moments that you scream about. Live without intention and you're never getting out. Wander through, hang your head, just play your part. If you don't know how to get there, will you even start? It starts with intentionality. A feeling in the heart, decision in the mind, following the course, even when I'm kind. Knowing what you want, knowing who you are, following the feeling, rising like a star. The questions that you got buried deep within you, confusion in your world, just shadowing the view. There's another feeling, the bruise down deep within it says enough, that's it. I'm ready to begin, how to get there, what to do, where to go. Trapped inside the walls of everything I know. Struggling with release, lots of breaks inside. Living someone else's dream, not mine. This chaos won't subside, it's time for intentionality. A feeling in the heart, decision in the mind, following the course, even when I'm kind. Knowing what you want, knowing who you are, following the feeling, rising like a star. When you're ready to decide who you wanna be, that's when you begin to live with intentionality. Make the doors appear that were waiting all along. Living the life you want, singing a new song. Filling up with intentionality. A feeling in the heart, gotta listen to it. Decision in the mind, quiet the chaos. Following the course, time to move. Even when I'm kind. Knowing what you want, knowing who you are. Screaming out, following the feeling, it's inside. Rising like a star. Living with intentionality. Moving toward intentionality. Fill your dreams with intentionality. Create the path. Intentionality.
Welcome, everyone, to Phoenix Talks.
That was incredible.
Thank you.
That's my new favorite now. So, before we even get started, if you follow the shows here, you've seen cards come out. Guess what was on the floor next to my desk?
Thank God it wasn't Pivot.
No, but we were talking about comfort a lot. Oh my God. Anyway, hello.
Are you comfortable?
I will be in a moment. Tell us about Phoenix Talks.
Well, if it's your first time tuning in, you've missed 102 shows, first of all. But If it's your first time tuning in, this is a completely organic conversation. Rev D and I have not discussed this at all prior to this conversation. She came up with the topic. Well, she actually intended for this topic to be just her Sunday Circle and the Bloom topic, but the lyrics for the song just kind of started pouring out. So here we are.
Yes. And there's a lot to go through, and it's a lot of information. So we
Absolutely,
might as well
absolutely.
dive in. I picked this topic because it's basically a culmination and a deeper layer of perspective on how to approach the lessons that we've been learning over the last few weeks. And really, none of those lessons are going to be implemented in any way, shape, or form without our intentional choice to do so.
Right.
So I wanted to talk about intentionality and how we can shift our environment, shift how we feel on the inside based on what we're absorbing and all of that stuff. We talked about some of that stuff on the Bloom, so you can go ahead and listen to that. But in essence, there's so much happening right now in the world. So I feel as though now more than ever, we need to really choose what we want to experience. That we need to do. And that's where I want to go down this road. So let's
Yeah.
talk about it.
Yeah.
What comes
And-
up for you when I
Well,
talk?
the first thing that comes to mind is, what does intentionality mean? It's not a word that you hear of every day. And quite honestly, I didn't think it was a word. I thought that I was making it up when I wrote the song.
Mm-hmm.
But when I didn't have the squiggly lines underneath saying this is misspelled, I was like, oh, it's an actual word. So what does it
Yes.
mean? Because it's intentional, ITY,
Yeah.
it means the act of. So the act of intention and living with the act of intention. What do you intend to do? What is your intent when you go forward, when you are looking at something in your life? Are you living by your intent or by somebody else's intent? Whose intentionality are you living by is the big question that a lot of people don't even realize that they're asking.
Yeah. Intentionality is the practice of living on purpose rather than by default. So we don't realize it because we're in default mode, right?
Right.
The deep conditioning and the deep programming keeps us in our familiar habits. And we don't realize how many micro ways we're sabotaging ourselves with not choosing consciously those little micro habits. Let's do things a little bit differently here. Let's start within relationships, because I think that's where, let's dive deeper into that, since this is Phoenix Talks and we dive deeper.
Sounds good. Let's give them a laugh real quick, because this just
Oh.
came up in the chat. The intent to living, intending to be intentional with your intentions incrementally.
Intentionally.
Thank you, Michael J.
That's fantastic.
Now we'll talk about relationships.
Let's talk about intentionality in relationships. First and foremost, the relationship you have with yourself is the most important. So finding out the ways in which we sabotage ourselves requires us to intentionally choose to analyze every thought, every action, every behavior that we have the urge to follow through with, and ask ourselves, is this in alignment with my highest good? Am I helping myself move forward? Is this healthy and productive for me? And all of those fabulous things you're going to ask yourself more deeply. And be honest, because you have to intentionally be honest. So, like, I'm going to say intentional
Right.
15,000 times tonight, but that's what we're talking about.
And no, we're not going to put a quarter in the jar every time she says intention.
And that's only when I say fuck.
Oh, there's $1. Guys, she fell into my trap.
You're welcome.
But what is the default relationship with yourself?
To self-loathe, to self-sacrifice, to self-abandon, self-neglect, self-deprecate, judge. So when we intentionally give ourselves more compassion, we help ourselves understand ourselves to the point where we can show up differently outside of ourselves. So when we're still on the healing journey, we may not realize the ways we show up. And if we don't realize the ways we show up, sometimes the way we show up is cringy, but we're not aware of it yet because that's our default mode. The programming and all of our default modes are very different from one another because we've each been programmed and conditioned differently, coming from different experiences and families, etc.
They overlap, but yes.
Right. They overlap, but circumstantially and detail wise, your own personality, it's still going to be your own unique default mode.
Right.
So I had someone bring to my awareness very lovingly, one of my mentors bring to my awareness this morning that sometimes the way I communicate is enabling and not helping the student do it on their own. So sometimes I give too much information instead of asking them, what do you feel like you might do X, Y, and Z in these circumstances? And then guide them to where their inner being knows is most aligned with love and help them with the refereeing, kicking the ball back into play. If you notice, I
Right.
have to learn how to do that better because she said, I'll give you an example of when you did it in our conversation this morning. So she did. And I'm like, oh, thank you. Thank you for pointing that out because now I see it. Thank you. It's an old pattern of behavior in the way I was presenting myself. And then she pointed out a couple of other things for me too that brought to my awareness that I don't need to prove myself in the professional arena. It's obvious that I'm professional. And so, we need people in our lives who love us and who care about us and who want to see us succeed by helping us fine tune ourselves.
Right.
Okay. Even the professionals need professionals.
Oh God. You ain't kidding.
There's more learning to do, always more learning to do. So how we show up with other people in relationships is directly proportionate to how we've shown up for ourselves.
Right. Now, to help with some confusion on the difference between intentional and intentionality, okay, I'm going to bring this up again so that you can see it again. Intentionality is the practice of living on purpose rather than by default. So, yes, you do things with intention. You do things that are intentional, but are they on purpose or are they by default?
So for me, it's a choice. What choice are we making, and is the choice the best for? Is it in the greatest degree of love for everyone involved? In whatever, obviously, in a circumstance where you can take all that into consideration. Obviously, if you're not safe, get yourself to safety. This is just general life.
Right.
Because when we aren't taking care of our needs intentionally and working on our heart and healing our traumas intentionally, we end up bleeding on other people. And then that's how we end up showing up. We could have the best of intentions. Intentions don't erase impact. The impact can be changed with living intentionally, with intentionality, and practicing being in alignment with what's true to our hearts, with compassion, with love.
Right.
Right?
Right. And I actually talked about living by default in my message on Monday during Brindle's Vision. One of the cards brought up doing the same thing. And I used the morning routine as an example because you can go to bed. You want to change your day. You want to change the routine that's just habitual. That's not helping you at all. And you go to sleep the night before and you're telling yourself, I'm going to do things differently. I'm going to do things differently. I'm going to do this first, and then I'll take care of all this other stuff. And then you wake up the next morning and by default, You find yourself doing the same things that you had done previous days in the same order, in the same way. This is default. And until you break that pattern, until you interrupt the pattern
Right.
with intentionally,
Right.
you will continue to do the same things over and over and over again, wondering why you're not getting anywhere. And intentionality is jumping off the fucking hamster wheel
Yeah.
and doing
It's,
something different on purpose.
it is. It is. It's intentionally choosing to learn what that something different is so that you can intentionally implement it into your experience and integrate new thought patterns, new behaviors, new communication styles. Okay. You know, we all have our own way of communicating that was learned, and we need to learn a new way of communicating because guess what? A lot of it was really unhealthy. A lot of it was really unhealthy. So we're kind of all in that boat because the mindset is unhealthy.
Right.
So communication is going to match that. And
Now, if you follow something through, I'm going to answer a long-winded question from the chat. If you follow something through intentionally, if you do something on purpose, and you had no and it was unintended that what you did caused somebody's any level of suffering, then it's accountability, which we have talked about in the past. But if you lived with intention and you managed to accidentally, unintentionally hurt somebody else, then it's your accountability at stake to hold yourself accountable and realize that you and express that wasn't my intention. How they decide to handle it from there. Holding yourself accountable is where your responsibility does end. How they decide to perceive it is not your accountability nor your responsibility. I don't want to veer too far off of the topic with that, but I just wanted to address that because it was a big question.
yeah, but that takes intentionality as well. I mean, that's the reality is everything requires your intentional discernment and choice. So in that pause moment where you have between stimulus and response, you have that opportunity to choose. Am I going to be accountable? Am I going to shift blame? And am I going to do this? Am I going to create drama? Even if your intention is not to create drama, is to try to help a situation, you have to think it through realistically and go through the checklist realistically to see if it's even something that is needing of your attention, or if you're just operating from a state of fear, from a state of like heightened emotions, right? Because sometimes we get into those modes.
Right.
So it's important for us to be very intentional with how we approach people, because we may think we have the best of intentions and we're trying to help and we're doing good, when in turn we're actually not helping at all. Here's a good example. Has anyone ever received a gift that they hated and was absolutely useless to them? I'm going to say everyone has received a gift like that. So
I can look across the room at them.
yes, did the gift giver intend to do that? And I'm not talking about the abusive ones. We all know they do. I'm talking about the regular people. Did they intend to choose something that you wouldn't like? No, they were placing their own projected, oh, I like this, so I think they're going to like this onto it, which means that they didn't intentionally consider or learn. They didn't intentionally learn what your likes and dislikes and needs are. Okay.
That's not a bad thing. They were wanting to do something for you. Their intention was to do something nice.
Correct, but they're not living with intentionality. So therefore, their intentions are misguided or misinformed or underinformed because they didn't seek out the information to make it a more intentionality meaningful gift. You know what I mean? And doesn't mean you don't appreciate it and the gesture, but that's example.
Let's make it really easy for everybody. They were gifting by default.
Right.
Not gifting because they just wanted to. They were gifting by default. A lot of times, and I know this to be true because I've done it in the past myself. I have to get this person a gift, whether it be birthday, Christmas, wedding, whatever the case is, whatever the celebration is. I have to get this person a gift.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm going to look a certain way. So by default, I rush around, scan through Amazon, go over to Walmart, wherever the case is, and I'm walking up the aisles in a mad panic. Does this sound familiar to anybody? Trying to figure out what it is that I'm going to get. My intentionality is going great because I'm trying to figure out what I'm getting, but I'm doing it by default.
Mm-hmm. Right. So, I mean, the part about differentiating your intentions from living with intentionality comes through in a lot of different examples. How many of us have, and for some reason we're doing the devil's advocate here with trying to help, because a lot of us people pleasers try to help. It's not helpful.
Oh wait, this deserves a cup. Okay.
So when you have good intentions, sometimes those good intentions are buried in survival mode, right? So we're acting from a state of survival. We're not acting from a place of, let me take into consideration their needs and their wants and their likes and wants. So for us people pleasers, it's important to know that sometimes we're not being helpful. So what the most helpful thing is to do, and it's hard to do this, is to ask, how can I support you in this now? Don't ask, what do you need? 99% of the times, and that's a fake statistic that I just made up on the spot. Don't hold me to that, just to make the point. Of the times, we're going to say, no, I don't need anything. It's okay. Everyone says that. So let's ask instead, in what way may I support you right now? Do you need this? Do you need that? And they're going to say, no, I don't need that, but maybe this, or maybe say no to both, and then tell you, you know what, I really could use help with X, Y, and Z.
People usually regret asking me because I have high ticket items. What do you need? A new vacuum. What do you need? New furniture.
$10 million. Well, you said what I need. You're like, well, I don't really need, but I need it.
I mean, you ask me what I need, and I'm going to be upfront with you. See, that's intentionality. Is answering on purpose, with a purpose, and not by, oh, well, I don't know. Because that uncomfortable feeling of taking care of you, and this is a perfect lead in back to relationships. It's a perfect moment to veer right back onto that branch of relationships because, what would you like for dinner tonight, honey? How can I take care of the house for you, dear? And this male or female, I am not gender specific at all. It doesn't matter. Caving to behavior by default to keep the peace. Because trauma, fear, and it could be completely non-related to the person you're with. They don't know that. Not then. Not unless you tell them. Are you doing things in a relationship on purpose to keep it going? Or are you doing things by fear and default to stay comfortable?
Are you doing things that you were taught were the right things to do and are just going on autopilot based on those limitations? Because there's a lot of people that show up for each other in the ways that society has normalized you're supposed to show up, but it's in one aspect of life only. Like, say, for example, material and physical showing up. Physical presence doesn't mean that you're present. And that's where I think that us intentionally making sure that we're showing up in all ways in relationships is incredibly important. Are we showing up as an emotional container and stabilizer? Are we showing up to stimulate their mental health and wellness? Are we showing up in a way that's damaging to them, though? Are we neglecting their needs? Are we neglecting them emotionally? Are we neglecting them physically? You know, whatever the thing is in relationships. Relationships don't thrive by accident. They thrive when we're intentional with the details and paying attention consistently, every time. I mean, not every time. You're going to miss something here and there because whatever, but it's going to be consistent, is my point.
Right.
Right. So that when you're inconsistent, they know something's off. Inconsistency should not be the norm.
Oh, no. No. And intentionality creates better boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
If you are feeling mistreated, living on purpose helps you to create better boundaries.
Heck yeah.
Claiming yourself, claiming who you are, that's intentionality. This is who I am. Listen to the lyrics of the song when I play it again. This is who I am. You can accept it or not. You can appreciate it or not. This is who I am. And to hold on to people, and I love you, you know who I'm talking to in the live. I love you. And if you have to push people away that you feel are your only outlet to other people who are going to love you in this world, I can see 6 other people to prove you wrong. You do not have to take what you do.
I missed that comment. It's I'm sure I'll find it later. So what he said.
Somebody caves a lot with the treatment of their family just to maintain the peace.
And that's not maintaining your peace. That's
No.
creating problems for you. And they're only comfortable temporarily because they prefer to stay in that energy. And that's really detrimental to your health and well-being. So by all means, pick you intentionally, because that's that intentionality for self. You always have to put yourself on the priority list, and you always have to make sure that you are taking care of your needs. And I also want to address, on that note of taking care of ourselves first and on our needs, is holding ourselves accountable for everything and every way that we impact others. Good intentions does not erase impact. So I think I saw somewhere in there that aren't we only accountable when we act intentional? No, sometimes things happen accidentally and we don't realize it. We don't know. We don't have to intend to hurt someone. We can just be in autopilot and default mode and conditioned to act and say certain things that we have no idea how damaging and impactful it is on someone. Right. Until they blow up at us and get pissed at us. And then we learn that we hurt their feelings. And if they're dysregulated, they're not going to be able to communicate for themselves. If they don't live with intentionality for themselves, they're not going to be able to go, hey, you got misinformed on that. Let me clarify for you. This is actually where I stand. We don't normally hear stuff like that, but that's what we have to set the example of. So are we intentionally showing up in a way that's like holding space for someone to be misinterpreting you, and still taking accountability for how it impacted them if we end up being someone who unintentionally hurt someone?
Right. I mean, there's the duplicitous version of intentionality, or the exact opposite of what we're talking about, because I'm certain that there are bad people out there who live with intentionality for the sole purpose of causing other people harm.
Oh, yeah.
Even though their default is to not do that.
Well,
So
we
there
definitely know
are
they
people.
exist. Yes.
Yes.
We've all survived abuse and we all know that they exist.
And we all have social media.
Right. It's our choice, though. Every human being has a choice on how they show up.
Yeah.
On this show, we hope you all show up with more love and compassion because that's what we're teaching you. And
I have a feeling that they do. Otherwise, we'd have some huge arguments coming at us in the chat.
But sometimes we have the best of intentions and we still can be the villain in someone's story. So the intentionality is going to include setting a harder boundary because we're going to be happy being the villain in someone else's story to maintain our own inner peace. Or holding ourselves highly accountable and receiving feedback from someone who's telling us how they experienced us without invalidating their experience, without jumping to defend your position, just with the simple, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. That wasn't my intention. That's not where my heart is. And going forward, I know that now. This won't happen. I'll do this instead. Or how about I ask you X, Y, and Z? Come up with a solution. Learn how to apologize in every circumstance. If there is a negative impact on the other person, then you can later address and maybe guide them towards where you stand in your perspective if they're coming from a place of trauma themselves. Understanding compassionately, not everyone is at your level of understanding, and they're going to have moments. They're going to have moments. We're all growing.
Yeah.
We're all human. And this reminds me, like, intentionality reminds me of what Gen Xers had to survive through, and some of the younger folks too, is parents, family systems, whatever they look like. There was zero intentionality towards the family unit. The intentionality they lived by was go to work, drink, do the food, family, not like, oh, how are you feeling today? Do you need help with that? No, that didn't exist. It was just, we were all feral, okay? All of us were feral. Even the ones of us that were deeply controlled, like I was still feral because it was still like, get out of the house and don't come back until, right? I can't whistle. So coming from that environment, all of us, in whatever way that looked for us, knowing that it was very challenging and painful and traumatic at times because those around us had zero intentionality for the highest good of all involved, or that intentionality of compassion towards. So we've already seen how bad it can go. So the intentionality that we're choosing now is to align ourselves with our heart-centered space and show up not just for ourselves, but in relationships with compassion. And if we don't resonate with somebody, we can still have compassion for them. We don't want to carry resentment when they don't have the capacity to meet our needs.
Right.
We wish everyone love and healing, right? I wanted to bring up one more point, but I feel like I'm talking too much.
Go for it.
Because I feel like sometimes we try to help people, especially us healers, in quotes, and those on this journey. We want to share all of our information. We want to make sure we keep each other on track. We want to make sure we're watching out for everybody's back and whatnot. If you don't have the ins and outs and every detail of somebody's life, do not make assumptions about them. Do not try to help until you have found out all the facts to see if that is something that's even necessary. Because what you might accidentally do is shift the dynamic for them and for yourself, because why did you actually think that was a thing and try to help? Like, why do you think that you were the solution to that issue? You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not saying
Oh,
don't
I
say
I have
something.
experienced this. I have experienced this firsthand when I have been working with clients,
Yeah.
because even with a reading, I can pull the cards for them. I can tell them what's coming through, and I can literally, as we're talking, see other doors opening up based on the same concepts and ideas that lead down a whole a different route of perception and intuition. And then it becomes this confusion
Hmm.
labyrinth where, what is going on with this person? And I don't know how to help them, because they will, yeah, but me, come up with reasons, come up with excuses. Oh, you don't understand this. Explain. Explain what it is that I'm seeing that I'm supposed to be pointing to in order to help you. And that can get really difficult, and people can take it really personal if they come to me for help, and because they are in that labyrinth of the mind and trying to figure things out and opening up doors and peeking here. Oh yeah, but there's that. I can't believe you on that because I got this. What does that have to do with intentionality? When you
Right.
go to see somebody, now let's flip the coin. You're searching for somebody to help you out. Do you know why? Do you know what your intention is? Do you know what the purpose is?
Micah, get out of my head. I was just going to say, what is your why?
What is your why? Do you want the want? Have you found the want to want?
Yeah.
Because that's part of intentionality, is you want to change. You understand that there are needs, that all of the defaults that you keep going into, that you keep living by, aren't working. And that's why I ask
Mhm.
personally, how's that working for you?
Yeah.
Are you still stuck in that same default and you're ready to come out of it? Because when you really want to, and you are at your wit's end, and you want to live on purpose, and you want to change on purpose, you want to do things different on purpose, that's your want. To want.
Hmm.
That's your desire. That's, I've had enough.
Yeah.
And no, we don't take insurance, so sorry for that.
Sorry. No, we don't.
We don't.
No, we're coaches, so we're not in the medical system in that way.
But it's one of those things when you really, really want something,
Hmm.
the way there is provided
Right.
somehow. If you watch the course of your life, when you really wanted something, you did what you had to do, or universe heard and answered. Here.
Yes. As long as it's aligned with you, as long as it's aligned with your path, as long as it's aligned with your heart centered space, it will come. But that happens with intentionality. With intentionality to be the best version of yourself in every moment, to be as loving and compassionate in every moment with every situation and circumstance, being well informed, intentionally making sure that you have all the facts and are well informed before approaching circumstances and situations. You know, I've had um, friends tell me in the past, like, I don't want you to, I don't want you to give me advice. I know you can, but I'll come to you when I need you, because I don't want you to keep feeling like you have to give me advice. And I may want to feel this, I want to figure this out on my own. And that's where I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. You know, like, you're right.
Yeah.
You have
Thank you
to
for
figure it out
telling
on
me.
your own. You're not
Thank
my
you for telling me instead of ghosting me.
Right. Thank you for telling me, and I respect the boundaries. It's all good. I'm here when you need me. Like that kind of thing.
Because I just got ghosted.
Listen,
But people are
everyone is,
people. You know what? I'm beyond that.
but that's the thing. Everyone's at their own level of capacity for whatever it is they're experiencing, and their journey's their own.
Exactly.
And how they choose to heal themselves is how they choose to heal themselves. Sometimes I get ghosted too. And that's okay. I'm not worried about it because I understand that if and when we're meant to realign and reconnect, it'll happen, it'll unfold. And I call those the occasional clients. They'll be gone for like a year and be like, okay, I do need you now. Because they're letting their life unfold and they're implementing what they learned, and they're figuring it out as they go. They're going to make mistakes. They're going to figure it out. When they really need me, they'll call.
I'm going to give you a really, really recent, as in today, example of intentionality. For years, I have been trying to get people's validation, trying to get their applause. And I hear more silence than you realize. And I took offense to that, and I've taken offense to that for a very long time. I gave up. Sounds bad. But and the kind of give up that I had, I was like, you know what? I don't care anymore. You like what I have to say? We'll continue talking. You don't like what I have to say? Ignore it. Scroll on. Don't care. Bye. And that sounds conceited. That sounds a certain way, but that's just how I deliver it. That's not what it's intended. I'm going to say what I need to say. I'm going to do it on purpose, and I'm not going to live in the default of needing the validation or the applause as a result. You know what happened? The number of people that follow me on Facebook doubled in a couple days.
Yep.
I just shifted my own mindset, my own energetic that I was putting out. I'm like, this is something that I want to share with everybody, and I want to see what you have to say about it. If you even actually look, all of a sudden I'm watching tick, 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 tick. And I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah. Yeah. That's where the intentionality comes into play. Just choosing not to create resistance in your own experience, or choosing to find where you have microaggression towards yourself in forms of resistance by way of forcing expectations and demands on circumstances and situations. You might accidentally be projecting that stuff. We do that in relationships too. We have these expectations of what everybody's supposed to look like, act like, be like, do like, and then we make assumptions that they're on the same page as us instead of getting curious. So let's intentionally get curious and ask a lot more questions. Let's open ourselves up to someone else's perspective, needs, and take them into consideration on a deeper level, without setting ourselves on fire, with our own boundaries, with our own integrity intact. Right. That's intentionality. Just being cohesive in every aspect of your life and aligned in every aspect of your life, whether it be job, what are you doing? How many of us sacrifice? There's a lot. Just watch the bloom. But I wanted to hone in on relationships, I think, because most of us are on autopilot in relationships. Most of us are just operating in default mode conditioning in relationships, and we're not really trained to take others into consideration. We're trained to be in survival and be like, but what about me? Now, that being said, that doesn't apply to abusive relationships. Please remember, that's a different dynamic. I'm talking about in our general lives where we're safe and everything is okay. All right? Not the same thing. Your only intentionality is to get the heck out of there, okay? Because nothing that comes out of that person's mouth is valid at all. So I just want to be clear about that. This got to have those disclaimers in there. But we need to show up.
We don't fix you, you fix you.
Right. we have to have intentionality in how we show up in this world. And that includes being well informed and making choices and decisions that are well informed, that are coming from a regulated state, and that are coming from the clarity that comes when you live aligned intentionally.
And what's difficult about this particular conversation is that when it's singled out, when you're just talking about intentionality without anything else really around it, wow, it can it can put a little bit more pressure on you than marrying it with something else. Basically, are you living your life on purpose, or are you living somebody else's life for them? Are you being a mini them?
Mm-hmm.
Are you living your life intentionally within your community? Or are you just trying to fit in by default because that's what you were taught if you want to be accepted?
Mm-hmm.
Because being accepted is the correct way.
Mm-hmm.
God, excuse me. That hurt saying. that caused me some pain in my soul because it's centuries old. It's a deprogramming that we have been trying to move away from for centuries, of living an accepted lifestyle so that everyone else will accept us. We weren't and haven't been enough taught to live with intentionality and accept ourselves
Right. And
first.
mind you, that accepting ourselves first that he just talked about is so damn important, because the reality is most people are judgmental because the programming and conditioning that they're under is it's got to be this way or else there's something wrong, which doesn't make any sense with all the differentiation, the billions of people on the planet. So if you, that's why the informedness and accepting yourself fully for who you truly are, so that you can allow yourself to live aligned and read through the bullshit. That was 50 cents. It was only half the word.
Bullshit. I don't have another dollar.
50 cents. Get a discount on that one.
Not most people, Michael, but enough. Enough people.
Enough people
like that.
are unhealthy and unhealed and unaware. Intentionality is awareness with gusto, I think, is what I like to say.
Okay, I'll take that.
Yes. Awareness, you can make the choices that you need to make in order to align yourself and show up better.
And I want to address this, okay? Because 85% of people are dicks. Not true. 85% of the people that you actually see, that you actually come into direct contact with, if you overgeneralize too much, and I'm not just picking on you, Michael, I'm picking on everybody who assumes this, because we can overgeneralize based on our experiences with the people that we have had experiences with in our life. We can base that perception off of the number of people that are jerks in the world. But those are the people that you've experienced. Those are the people that you've seen. There's so many more out there that if you take your focus off of, if you live on purpose outside of that perception, there are more people out there that are good than you actually realize. But we close ourselves off by default because looks like, smells like, feels like an experience that we've already had. One of the things that I've been taught in my coaching is I don't need to know everything about you. I don't need to know everything about the situation. All I need to know is, how do you feel about it? Are you enjoying that experience? No? How's that working for you? How would you like to shift that? How would you like to change that? We'll go from there.
Mhm.
And you were about to say.
I was about to say that the folks that are, whatever you call them, uh, they are projecting their own hurt and pain. And that doesn't mean that you're responsible for holding space for them. It just means that knowing that where they're at isn't at a place of self awareness, more in a state of survival. You're not going to take that as, you're not going to take their word as valuable because you're at a different place.
Right.
And so intentionally not absorbing other people's attitudes that don't align with where you're at is incredibly important. And intentionally choosing not to receive somebody else's projected pain and survival mode. That's incredibly, incredibly important for us in our self acceptance. Okay.
Yeah.
That was a lot.
It's also incredibly important not to bully yourself, which is why we're going to talk about that next week.
Yes, that was fabulous. Thank you. But until then, tomorrow, find us on the core. This is going back in the deck, and let's see if this comes out again. And can I read this?
Please do.
This, to me, this card is all about intentionality. Okay. How can you bring more comfort into your life? You can increase your comfort through tangible things such as soft clothes and food, and intangible things such as thinking loving thoughts about yourself and inviting peace into your heart. Let's do that intentionally, please.
Yeah. And we'll be back tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Same bat channel, same bat time. Well, 11 a.m. For the core, the Oracle of Rise Awakenings, including the two of us and Michael J.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So you guys
And
have an
Spirit
amazing.
Carry.
She will always be with us.
Yes.
She hadn't gone. She hasn't transitioned.
No.
No. But
Just mean her love is with us.
yes.
Yes.
So, and I just want to. I wanted to grab the. Actually, while I am trying to babble, there is an event that Rise Radio Networks is going to be hosting next Tuesday night, and our very own Michael J is going to be emceeing it, if I am not mistaken. I'm trying to bring up the actual post so that I can share screen real quick. It's not working real well. But because I want to see the whole thing, we'll just do this. Okay. You hush. Thank you. All right. We're going to share screen real quick because there's a karaoke competition that is going to be aired on our newer station called Rise Frequencies. And that's going to be on Tuesday, June 16th. And this is what to look for over on the Embers of Light Facebook page. Please tune in. It's all proceeds go to the Humane Society
of South Coastal Georgia.
Thank you. Thank you for helping out with that. I needed that.
That looks amazing.
It looks like a lot of fun, and Michael approached me, asked if we would help sponsor that and give them some airtime. Absolutely. And I look forward to that. It'll be Tuesday night next week, 7 to 10 Eastern on Rise Frequencies. So check that out. And Michael will also be back tomorrow night on Rise Radio and his own personal Twitch at 5 p.m. for Defining Your Character. And then Sunday, we will have Amanda with Mystic Mist at 4 p.m. Eastern. So there we go.
Sounds amazing.
And we're just going and growing and glowing.
Let's do it.
Do the same.
We love
Love
you.
yourselves. We do.
Love-
Love you. All right? Here's intentionality one more time.
It's so good.
Yeah. Who do you say you are? Who do you say you are? Sitting on a dream, but you never get far. Claiming there's another life that you wanna live. Sit around, mope about, got nothing left to give. Buried in the moments that you scream about. Live without intention, and you're never getting out. Wander through, hang your head, just play your part. If you don't know how to get there, will you even start? It starts with intentionality. A feeling in the heart, decision in the mind, following the course, even when I'm kind, knowing what you want, knowing who you are, following the feeling, rising like a star. The questions that you got buried deep within you, confusion in your world, just shadowing the view. There's another feeling, the bruise down deep within it says enough, that's it. I'm ready to begin, how to get there, what to do, where to go. Trapped inside the walls of everything I know, struggling with release, lots of breaks inside, living someone else's dream, not mine. This chaos won't subside, it's time for intentionality. A feeling in the heart, decision in the mind, following the course, even when I'm kind, knowing what you want, knowing who you are, following the feeling, rising like a star. When you're ready to decide who you wanna be, that's when you begin to live with intentionality. Make the doors appear that were waiting all along, living the life you want, singing a new song, filling up with intentionality. A feeling in the heart, gotta listen to it. Decision in the mind, quiet the chaos, following the course, time to move. Even when I'm kind, knowing what you want, knowing who you are, screaming out, following the feeling, it's inside, rising like a star, living with intentionality, moving toward intentionality, fill your dreams with intentionality, create the path, intentionality.
Hey, this is Brindlewolf. You're listening to Rise Awakenings, part of the Rise Radio Network where advice meets action, with programs to spark your growth, lift your spirits, and help you rise into your potential. Rise Awakenings, hear the call. Through the static, we break the wall. Your station, your voice where dreams awaken and climb. Rise Awakenings, now is the time. Rise Awakenings, let's rise together.